And due to class schedules, we have practice in less than 11 hours. So we may just stay here and practice. If y'all want to come watch practice, we'll just leave our game uniforms on and we'll just practice. Because we have practice at 11 in the morning. I would be remiss if I didn't say two things. One, and I'm going to be totally transparent. I let the players talk all week. That's no knock on anyone else. This is all about these guys. I'm with them. I know what they're like. And the injuries they fought through. But I'm going to be totally transparent. There was times in the last war in that game, and my mind thought about Stanley Harden. I was with him a week ago Friday, excuse me. What he did for young people, and that I'm able to come out and coach young people. And people make fun of me about, being so optimistic. I am the luckiest guy that's ever coached the game of any sport, any level. And those guys, Alec Frame, 9 months off, has practiced 10 days. JB's practiced a day and a half, was out 8. Ben Johnson was out 7. Nick Thielen's not back yet. Ben Johnson, or I said Ben, it's unbelievable. But that game will make us better. We can't simulate going to the rim and have to make that next pass. When we did, we were successful. I don't have anybody can block a shot like that in practice. And when I look at, the big picture, that's a gain. That's a plus. Yes, the win. Yes. But I'll also be very transparent about something else that you're sick of hearing. You don't think they're special. Go recruit guys with a 4-year NCAA ban. That they came for the right reasons. It's amazing. For a ridiculous, non-explained to anybody ban, and they chose to come for each other. That is incredible. And I know how the last segment went. I get it. But there's so many teachable moments, and we'll learn that. But the bigger picture is how bad they want to be here. They deserve credit. In this day, where kids are going to 3 and 4 schools, the kid in Manhattan's going to go to 2 schools in 1 school year. And they wanted to come. I know I sound like a bragging father, but I'll take questions about the game. They're amazing. Anybody got anything?
Yeah, Coach, just touching on that, the last time you played U of L, you were a D2 program as an exhibition game. Just for the growth that the program has had over the last 4 years, culminating to tonight's win, just how special is that to you?
It's special for the players. I stood in the back corner of the locker room and just watched them. They didn't want to hear what I had to say. I just watched them. We have 3 kids finishing their MBAs right now. I don't know if I'm going to yell out there on the court and call Justin Betts Dr. Betts or what. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'd love to see an official turn to me if I said, Dr. Betts, would you please guard somebody? And he said, would you call him? I just stood in that locker room and watched them. And then, it's genuine. Then little Seth, who's 7, and has had cancer 4 times since he's 3, comes in the locker room. You would have thought Michael Jordan came in there. They were celebrating somebody else, not them. I will say, all I said to him after the game is the one thing that holds true, 2 things. Do what you're taught, number 1, and there's a lot to improve on in that regard. And 2, when everybody wants the same thing and is willing to do whatever it takes, that's very, very powerful. And they make sacrifices.
Coach, your team's going to go, this is the first win, first game. Your team's going to go on a crazy schedule. What does this do getting that win under your belt in game 1? Success breeds success. It always does. But
what I'm encouraged about is all the teachable moments. The last play of the game when JB hoisted the ball, I told him on the court when they were reviewing it, I said, you got to throw it higher. He did exactly what he was taught. It was 5/10. They put 9. If he throws it higher, they don't even get to inbound the ball, do they? We practice that. We practice that. Should have thrown it higher, JB. He looked at me like, but he did exactly what he's taught. You want to get it away from their basket, and then as it bounces, clock's eating up. There's nobody there. And by rule, it has to be inbounded 94 feet away. Teachable moments, Mark, teachable moments. And that's I embrace that. I do. If y'all knew some of the things that we practice, it's unbelievable. Anybody? Yes, sir, Joe.
Thought it was interesting that you were the first coach that Chris Mack faced in his debut. Being able to give that same sort of treatment to Kenny tonight, what sort of conversations did you have, and what do you wish for him moving forward with his program?
Well, it's ironic because Coach Crumb's first win ever was against Bellarmine. Coach Crumb's first win ever on that storied Hall of Fame career was against Bellarmine. So there must be something about opening up with us. I mean, now we're 3 deep in that. You know, all I said, I've known Kenny since the day he stepped on campus was, you know, you have a plan. You'll be good. You have a plan. That's a key.
Scotty back here. I guess you all lost a lot of offense from last season, but I guess after those first couple of minutes, you all seem to find it in a hurry. What kind of game?
Well, because we can't simulate what that length in practice. And we said to them all week, what's going to happen? You will adjust. You will adjust and keep doing what you're taught, and our execution was great. You point out we lost, you know, Dylan and CJ and Ethan, but the month of February last year, Ben Johnson was as good as anybody in our gym. And we're like, he's in a 5-year MBA program. And we're like, wow, man, he's as good as anybody in our gym. Alec Freem missed the last 5 weeks of the season. So, no, we had guys coming back. And Langdon hadn't on June the 5th weighed 254 pounds. He's at 227 right now. And he feels great about himself. So, you know, it's going to continue to grow. I go back to it. How hard do you think it is to recruit kids with that tournament on there? I mean, they're coming because they want to be there. Show me somebody that loves to where they go, they're going to be good at what they do. They are. They're going to be happy. Show me somebody who hates their job, they're a miserable person, and they're going to be probably not very good at what they do. So that's why they deserve so much. That's why all week, let them talk, let them talk. This is about them. They need to be treated special. Go ahead. I know everybody's tired of hearing the NCAA rant.
They were ahead 13-5. I think you outscored them 27-5 from that next stretch to go ahead 32-18. At that point, I think you were shooting close to 70%. What was working so well?
Just doing what we were taught. Not getting a shot, get the best shot. There's no question. That's it. That's it. You know, we say all the time in practice, Rick, you know, if you practice a shot in individual instruction and you transfer that to competition, you should expect to make it. If you study for an exam and you know you're ready, you walk in and say, hey, let me have it, professor. Let me have it. I'm ready. But if you don't prepare, you like, I know it happened to me in college. I walked out like, oh, I hope he asked me what I studied. And if he didn't, I'm in trouble. It's all about confidence comes from one place only, and that's preparation. And that's what we thrive on that. There's no shortcut. No shortcut.
Coach, back here, for your program, because I know you're not going to talk about yourself, for your program, where does this win rank for you guys?
Well, it's the first time in the history of Bellarmine has ever beaten the University of Louisville. I mean, that's great for Bellarmine. And I've said all along, you know, you put the players first, you put your institution. That's why all week, this was not about me. I mean, everybody, like, I had an attitude or something. No, this was about them. They were in there. Our 8 weeks in the summer started on Monday, June the 5th. I mean, camps, it's pure basketball. It's pure basketball. And they have a special love for the game. They really do. We encourage it. We recruit it. We compliment it. But they deserve that credit. They do. Kendrick, you're right. It is about them. I mean, for me, it's hard-pressed to find anybody, that loves the University of Louisville more than me. I grew up 5 blocks away, 2 degrees, hours over my master's. Coach turned 2 Hall of Fame coaches. Enough said.
Garrett goes for 21. Let's talk about his night. He got it going. It seemed like his confidence was just oozing out.
Well, I think a lot of that was Withers' foul trouble. But that's how Garrett's practiced. That's how he's practiced. And he stepped up last year when Alec went down, the end of January, on the run to the ASUN Conference Championship. Garrett Tipton stepped up in a monster way, and he has progressed from there. Again, success breeds success, and boy, he did. But in fairness, Withers was in foul trouble.
Anything else? Coach has practice at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Oh, wow. Should we just go practice right now? Should we just get off the bus and go on in and start practice? It's the next day. It wouldn't be a violation because it's the next day because you can't practice after a game. So it's the next day because we're at Moorhead, 8 o'clock Monday or Saturday night. And then we're going to play a game at Knights Hall. And just so everybody knows, Monday night, it's a 6 o'clock game. It's going to be, we had a little conflict with Freedom Hall. It's going to be very, very special. All students, all university personnel and their families, from the president's office to the facilities team, players' families and our families. And it's general mission. Sharon Davenport wants a good seat manager. I told her you better get there early. And let's kind of thank them and thank them for last March and encourage them to get into Freedom Hall as we go right back in. Thank you guys very, very much. I'll leave you this. Those guys will never forget it. They'll never forget it. Never. I mean, think about that. Those guys will never forget it. That's pretty neat when you coach. And again, thoughts and prayers, Stanley Harden's, his family, the Fairdale community. I played against him when I was in high school, and he was at Burn Creek. I mean, Rick's here. You guys that are around, I talked to Jody about this. Rick, have you ever heard anybody say anything bad about him? No. And he always made people feel better, didn't he?
Last time I talked to him on the phone about something else, and he said, I apologize for calling him. He said, you don't have to apologize. You can call me anytime.
It's unbelievable. I mean, he's an extraordinary guy. It's really, it stuck with me all day. He's a special guy, man. We need guys like him. We do. Thanks, everybody.